What's going on, YouTube? We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. Any questions y'all have about selling on Amazon, drop them down below. If we're being honest, we really do the YouTube lives just for the recordings of the lives. We really just talk to TikTok. What's poppin' TikTok? All right, let's fix this. There we go. How important is product packaging for private label? It depends on the product, Ollies. So let's say that you have a candle product. I think product packaging matters a lot more for that because it's a giftable item. It's something that you would want to look sleek and professional. Now, let's say, this is actually a really good example. Let's say something like this. It's my camera battery charger, right? Product packaging for something like this, when you scale and you're ordering a bunch of units and the packaging cost is really low and it's like really doesn't make too big of a difference in the margins, that's one thing. But product packaging, especially on a test run order, can be quite expensive. So something like this, I think product packaging matters much less than if I sold like a baby product or a toy product. So hopefully that gives some context there. I want to start private label, but having difficulty finding products. What methods have you been using to find products, Sonny? Sonny, hope I said that right. How long have you been doing this? Since January 1st, 2019. How many percentages technically to import to USA from China? Percent? What do you mean? I'm assuming by tax you mean shipping. It's not. I know that it's a percentage, but the percentage is different for every single product. So I don't have the percentage for each brand off the top of my head. I could tell you the shipping dollar amount, but again, that's different for every product. On average, we pay about anywhere from like $1 to $1.50 a kilogram to ship. So if you have a 1,000-pound shipment, that's going to be like 500 and something or 600 and something kilograms. I'm bad at the conversion, sorry. And then at $1 something a kilogram, boom, do the math there. Helium 10 Jungle Scout. So Sonny, again, hope I'm saying that correctly. Few things, we'll break it down. Actually, one more thing before we really answer this. If we get to 5K likes and 30 shares, if we get to 5K likes and 30 shares on the TikTok live in the next 30 minutes, you click the share button. If you click copy link, it counts as a share. You could do it multiple times. If we hit that goal, I will do live product research on TikTok live, but we have to hit it in 30 minutes. Okay, next thing. I have a few free videos on how to do product research on YT, and if you didn't want to leave the app, I have some on TikTok. If you guys go to my TikTok profile and you go to the AMZ free course, parentheses A to Z, it's a 7-part series that I did. I will not be adding any more videos into that series. It's a 7-part series, absolutely free, 20-something minutes of just gem content. In part 2 of the series, I go over my exact product criteria that I use on Amazon, how to do product research. One of them, it was such a long video, I almost regret not showing both of my product research methods. I show the black box method, but it's still one of my favorites. So I show how to do product research, criteria, product research, and how to analyze a potential product with efficiency, if I do say so myself. So I would go watch those videos if you are struggling. One more thing that I want to say is don't be too hard on yourself looking for products because it's a numbers game. There's been times where I'll go through 30 products in a row and you don't find anything. There's been times where my team has gone through 50 products in a row and has not found anything. But then you get these little spurts of gems where it's like 5 products in a row, 2 products back to back. You start finding some good ones. So yeah, it's more about learning to efficiently do product research, in my opinion. It's like a sport or learning to play an instrument. And like, this is the one thing that I really hope that beginners can understand is the more you do it, the better you become. You won't have it down from your first at bat. How long does a winning product stay a winning product before you have to change it or go into price wars? Almost never. I'm not saying it never happens, but the way that I do it, how I launch products, I mean, we've had the same products for, year over year over year, and you just find ways to stand out, differentiate, add value into the market, and strong branding. I'm not just going and launching like a phone charger, for example, because there's not too much value there, unless I'm like reinventing it, which I wouldn't do. That's not to get off topic. So yeah, we're looking for evergreen products. How much program? Any questions about the program? Y'all go to the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship site in the TikTok bio, and you guys can apply and you hop on a call with my team. They'll be able to get you guys set up with any questions. Zigzag, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you on the TikTok live. One of my buddies is about to buy one of my products, allegedly, to get some reviews. So I just want to make sure he's getting the right one here really quick. Yo, I love this. Hold on, we got to pause and just share this real quick. So this is like my brother, one of my closest friends. I don't even consider him a friend. He's like, again, literally like my brother. And I've been asking him to buy. This is actually gem prime to talk about on live. A lot of you are like, not a lot of you. A lot of people want to make excuses. Oh, I don't want to hit up friends and family for reviews. People lag, or I hit up my cousin or my buddy and, they never left a review. They never bought the product and I'm such an inconvenience to them. And like, boom, 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 right? All the excuses. This is my brother. Anyways, I guess there's only so much I can explain other than that. Let's see when I first hit him up. On Wednesday, I sent him the product and I said, hey, brother, I need you to snag this. I'll send you the money. Send me a screenshot of the total. He said, yes, sir. I got you when I get a moment. Fast forward to Thursday. We actually got on a call. I told him on the call, I'm like, hey, bro, I need you to buy that product. He's like, yeah, man, really busy. Got a lot. I'm like, all good. Right after our call, I put a little arrow to our product. Say, hey, don't forget. He didn't get it. Friday, I said, hey, bro, with the little arrows facing up, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. He said, I'll call you on my way home from work. Shoot, dude, I forgot. I got you. Today, I said his name, exclamation point. He said, weekends are brutal, my friend. I said, buy the product, please, sir. And then he sends a little message, hey, bro, sorry, I got a lot going on. And it's all good. It's all good. And I only share that because you guys can't get discouraged when you're pushing for reviews and people are busy and people are lagging. Again, one of my closest friends that I have, and it took him nearly a week. And I had to hit him up every single day on top of that, nearly a week for him to get my product. Does that mean he doesn't want to support? Does that mean that he's, no, there's zero negativity aside from it, but he's living his own life. My boy just had a baby recently, a lot of other things going on, positive things going on. So buying my product is not the first thing on his mind. You guys, again, I wanted to bring that up because something I talk about is you guys need to 10x for your reviews. Sorry, comment there threw me off. Ask your friends, ask your family. When they lag, ask them again. When they lag, ask them again, and just keep pushing until you get those reviews. How many books in your library? So I'm an Audible guy. Anytime I say I read a book, I'm referring to Audible because I listen to it. These three are just representations. Although the War of Art, I did actually read the physical version of that book. But those are just representations of my three favorite listens, reads, whatever you want to call it. Steve Jobs' book, 10X Rule, and then The War of Art, not to be confused with The Art of War. In my actual Audible library, I probably have, I want to say like 100-ish books that I've read. I want to say like half of those being in my early years of entrepreneurship. What is the site you use for product research? Helium 10. We just got a quote for a new product that we're going to be sending off. That's going to be exciting. Is your program direct one-on-one? You have direct access to me, Carson, and there's a lot of one-on-one aspects about it, like having a one-on-one call with me. Again, direct access to me. I am the one who is involved in the program. Like I'm the one doing the coaching calls or on the coaching calls, the one responding in the groups and stuff. So yes, I will be the mentor that you learn from. What do you mean by that, John? Oh, I read war. Anyways, no, it's not a category that I would get into. I'm not a fan of clothing, to be honest. How do I know how much of each product to purchase in order to sell it? I start with 100 to 300 units in the beginning, Matthew, to get proof of concept. Let me tell you guys two stories. Two different people. Or if you guys want me to make it quick, I'll tell the worst of the two, and you tell me if you want to hear the other one. Essentially, I was speaking with somebody. They had ordered inventory for a product, and they did 3 variations, 15,000 units, 15,000 units, 15,000 units. It was like such an interesting position to be in. I didn't even want to ask what their cost of goods was. In my head, I assumed even if it was, 15, 15, 15, right? 30, 45, yeah, about 45,000 units. In my head, I do the math and I'm like, even if they were $2 a unit, that doesn't even include shipping. They spent 100 and something thousand, closer probably to $200,000 on inventory. My heart broke because it was a category that I'm not saying it'd be impossible. The advice that I gave to them was, at the end of the day, like I gave them practical advice, but it's gonna be a hustle. So you over leverage yourself so much on a product that you have no sales history for, you have no data for. One competitor's data does not equal the data for the market that you need. Looking at the top sellers that have thousands and thousands of reviews and not looking at the market as a whole, that's not the data that you need. We do not, even at the level that I'm at right now, the product that just went live, we're getting reviews. I posted a video about it today if you haven't already seen it. 6 years into the game, I do not know how that product will perform. I do things that I think will make it sell analytically, differentiate, standing out, taking ideas from the top sellers, incorporating it into mine. I have an amazing listing. We're pushing for reviews. So there's things that I do to try to achieve the success. But even with all of those things, the market is the market is the market, meaning the market ultimately decides what is good, what is not, what they like, what they don't. You like your images? Cool. The market doesn't. And the market is the one ultimately buying your product and the one who's looking at your images, not you. So I like to start with 100 to 300 units to get proof of concept so that I don't over leverage myself. I would rather run out of inventory on a good product and then have to reorder. Rather than be sitting on thousands of units of a product that just will not sell. What product should I launch? Depends. There's lots of good products to launch. I'm not going to just hand out a free product on a live. I don't think that you guys should ever rely on somebody to do that on social media, because if they're just giving you a product, it's probably not good. But I have lots of videos on how to do product research, the criteria that I use, and how I analyze products. Found a solid product. Alibaba wants me to sign a price agreement. Advice, a price agreement for what? That you have to sell at a certain price? I don't really love that idea. I have a student who has an agreement like that with their manufacturer. The product was just so solid. They got some kind of, essentially it's a private label product, but they have some exclusivity to the rights on the condition that they stay at a certain price point, and it's worked out quite well for them. K-Dot, for obvious reasons, I do not share the exact products that I sell. Hope you're having a good day. God bless. God bless on the world. You as well. JR, thank you. Or Junior, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. User 25, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Cass, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you as well. Appreciate everybody in the live vibing, asking questions. Hope everybody is getting some value from today's live. Is Jungle Scout better? It's a personal preference, bro. I like Helium 10 better, but I also use Jungle Scout here and there. So really just preference. Those are the two top private label softwares in my opinion. What up, Sadit? What is the reason FBA fees for? Wait, what is the reasonable FBA fees for a profitable product? 35% or so. I do have a mentorship, Ahmed, in the TikTok bio. Not everybody qualifies for the program. We only take on a X amount of students every single month, but you guys can go apply for free to hop on a no obligation, no risk, not like fully sales call vibe with my team, where they will get you to know more about the program, Amazon FBA, and create a unique plan for your unique situation. Is ordering 500 units too much to start with? I like 100 to 300 personally. How much products do you think you should start with as a beginner? 100 to 300 units. If I find a supplier, how can I buy it or ship it to Amazon Fulfillment Center? Well, you would buy it by getting an invoice from your supplier. You ship it to Amazon's fulfillment centers by creating a shipment in your Amazon account. One thing that I do want to say, and it has nothing to do with that question. It's just it's a general statement and something that just popped into my head. It is always good to learn up. That's something that my cousin always taught me, and he was my mentor when I first started my business. Learning up. You might not necessarily need this piece of information in this very moment, but eventually you may need it. The flip side of that coin is getting an overload of information and never taking action on it. An expression that I like that I can't fully say on TikTok is mental masturbate. Finish the rest of the sentence, right? There are things that, again, there's never a net negative to learning up, and then as you're going through the process and taking action, oh, I remember when I learned about this thing, and then you implement it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Where there is something wrong is where you ask question after question after question after question after question after question and then never take any action. I didn't even know you had to run Amazon PPC ads. You could either say this was a blessing or a curse. You guys can decide for yourselves. I didn't even know you had to run Amazon PPC ads until 1 week after I launched my product. So is it bad to ask questions about PPC prior to launching an Amazon business? No. Don't let that thing that's 20 steps away hold you up from taking action on what you need to do today. I just want to throw that out there. Again, that wasn't pointed towards any question or anybody. It was just a general statement and thought. And for the record, I didn't know I had to run Amazon PPC ads, and within 1 month of launching that first product, still #1 bestseller badge, sold out of my test run order 300 units, and was doing 5 figures in top line revenue profitably. Yes, Carson, there are some consumables on the accounts. Faye, thank you so much for the follow. How do we start 101? I literally created a free course. We just dropped the final part yesterday. If you guys go to my TikTok profile, it says AMZ free course, 7-part series, 20 plus minutes of Amazon FBA private label content. I don't gatekeep any information. People literally charge for what I gave you guys for free in a 7-part series. So that's your homework. I love all the questions, and I'm happy to answer all of them. But anybody who's curious about Amazon private label, you go to my profile, you go to that playlist that's right under my followers in my bio, literally says AMZ free course, and you watch those videos if this is something that you truly want to start on. I made a video yesterday. Let me just, I guess I don't need to flip the camera around. You can just hear the video. But you feel me? Mr. Brown, thank you so much for the follow. Valdina, thank you so much for the follow. And again, Zay, another little thank you for the follow. I've been selling used books for about 5 months. Now I'm making around 1,000 monthly profit. God bless you, Thaddeus. That's amazing, bro. What do you think is the next step to get into? I mean, if you want to expand past used books, it depends what business model you want to get into. But if you wanted to expand past used books, you can start adding more products to your line depending on the business model you want to go with. But that's awesome. I have a video in my drafts. I just recorded it today. I'm going to start making more videos just talking about my thoughts because if I'm being honest with you, I think this is the first time I've ever said this. I've honestly avoided making certain videos, like sharing my thoughts, just because I have like friends or people in the space or whatever who essentially I almost never wanted to step on anybody's toes by sharing certain opinions. And then I'm like, that's almost to my own detriment. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I heard a video. Somebody was like, 10K is the new broke. Or 10K a month is the new broke. And I just looked, I listened, I was like, oh man, people are out of touch with reality. And I only bring this up kind of towards like Thaddeus's thing. Somebody might be in this live and hear $1,000 a month. I thought you could make 100K a month selling products on Amazon. Making 10K a month means you're literally in the 1% of the entire world. And people are trying to make it sound like it was the standard. If it was the standard, it would be the 99%, not the 1%. And then in somebody's position like Thaddeus, even making 1K profit, which it's not even, I don't even mean to say it like that. 1K profit on Amazon is an absolute W. That is still top 5% of people in the US, right? Who aren't actually even taking action on those things. 12K a year for a 5-month side hustle is pretty fire. So congratulations, my friend, and God bless you on the journey. What's up? Can we transfer product along with its reviews to another account? Yes and no. So yes, in the sense of like ASINs can be listed on other accounts and then you could give permission technically, but you won't be the full control. The person who listed the product is the one who technically has like the full control over it. So it's not even guaranteed that the listing changes that you may make or anything would go through. Python, thank you for the follow. You run PPC yourself? I do, Carson. It's the thing that I consider myself best at when it comes to Amazon. It's one of my favorite things, and it was the thing that I was worst at when I first started, and the thing I invested the most time into learning, and what I consider myself best at now. That is, thank you for the follow. Where can I find a good supplier? Alibaba. When you stock out, is it harder to keep your BSR? You definitely do see a drop in your rank, Carson, but it's not like the end all be all. We push back our rank every time I've ever gone out of stock. Quick little story to that. It's like a big, I think a lot of people on like creators, Amazon creators, kind of fear monger running out of stock a lot more than they should, because yes, you do lose rank. And yes, when you go back in stock, it'll take a couple weeks to go get back to the rank that you once were at. You have to climb back up the mountain. But people make it seem like if you run out of stock, it's the end of your business. It's like every business on the face of this planet, I think, has gone out of stock one way or at one point in time. Nike goes out of stock on Air Force Ones. Does that mean Air Force Ones are going to sell any less? Now, of course, that's Nike, but you get the point that I'm making. So it's not a big deal. I want to start, but I don't have much space for storage. Applesauce, you want to see something pretty cool? This is my office dog. I don't store my products. I don't pick, pack, and ship products. I don't have employees. I don't have physical employees that need to be hands-on. I don't have a warehouse. I don't have another office that I have to rent. Yeah, the business model that I do does not require it. How did you learn PPC? Carson, I invested into the education of learning PPC. Like I said, it was the thing that I was worst at when I first started. I had my cousins who mentored me, so they kind of gave me like a baseline of PPC. But I was hungry for more. Number one, number two, I was in they were in a category that was where the strategy didn't necessarily have to be the same on PPC. And I realized that, like, I got to a certain point, and then with the strategy and things that I learned, I couldn't necessarily get to the next level. So what did I do? Any and every video on YT that I could find about PPC. We went to some Amazon conferences. Like there's a few conferences where we went to, paid for, to go listen to one speaker. I'm like, oh, this person that I learned this gem from on YT, they're going to be speaking at this event down in Vegas. Imagine I go there and I'm able to ask them questions face to face, like, because the creators that I learned from them, the most usually aren't necessarily like the most followed or the most viewed videos. They're niche because they're the ones giving the value, not necessarily like flashing the numbers or something like that. It's very humbling experience when you start to see how big other Amazon sellers are. Like they make, to the point where they make myself included and all the creators that you guys see on social media look like little pups in the game. So those were the people that I sought out from learning. I'm talking people who manage $150+ million in annual PPC ad spend, right? At an average 10% tacos. So more than $1.5 billion in sales. That's not me, by the way. Those are the people that I learned from. Find my place. Do you order a bunch for a test run? I order 100 to 300 units. Answered that. How long did it take to learn? I mean, from knowing nothing about Amazon FBA and having a product live on Amazon was 4 months for me. Ruja, thank you for the follow. I do Yicha, but the only people who can directly reach out to me for like questions like that are my mentorship students. How long does customs hold your shipment before it goes to Amazon? I mean, if you get a random customs check, it could be a while, but usually like a week. How long does it take to learn? I mean, everybody's going to learn at their own pace, so can't really give a blanket answer to that. If I dedicated 1 hour a day to learning and you dedicated 3 hours a day to learning, you would learn at a lot faster pace than I would. Let's go. Probably listen. I don't know who that is, to be honest, Carson, but and yeah, like it's not even about like trying to call out specific people or creators or anything like that. It's more so just the ideology. It's funny because like not funny, but I went through this like little moment recent, like up to a couple days ago, where people would ask questions and I'd get like a little frustrated because I'm like, how could anybody think like this? And then I kind of realized like, oh wait, because they're listening to all these busters on the internet who are giving them terrible advice. It's not even their fault. It's like the perception of the world, or the way the world. How is the way to phrase that? The way people want you to perceive how the world works, I think, is just incorrect. It's almost like Hollywood, right? Everybody knew that Hollywood was exaggerated and everything like that. And now we have social media, but everybody thinks that that's real life. It's just not. I have like 4 videos in my drafts that I'll explain. One of them being like the 10K a month. Oh, 10K a month is the new broke. Shut up. No, it's not. 1% of the world will achieve that. 8 billion human beings, 1% of the world will achieve that. You're talking about it's the new broke. Or people making it seem like you have to be a millionaire by the age of 30. That is the anomaly. Newsflash for everybody. Now, I think that because of the internet and technology, like the average age of somebody becoming a millionaire is 57 years old, y'all. The internet tells you that you need to do it before 30 or you're behind this and that. Like, no, that's just not the reality. Do I think that 57 number will come down as time progresses? Yeah, maybe in 10 years it'll be 45. Regardless, it's not under 30. Y'all got time. Stick to the fundamentals. Be patient. And just work hard. Work hard. Can friends and family still leave reviews? Allegedly, Katya. It's technically against Amazon's terms of service, but I've never met an Amazon seller who has not done that. Brandon, thank you for the follow. Hola, how are you? Luke, I'm doing good. How are you? What startup capital is required? I'd say 3K USD minimum. Content creator, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. What if we have several products in one account and 2 of them should be branded in its own store? Then what? It kind of, it's like one of those things that it kind of is what it is, MJR. You can have 2 brands under one account, but it would be maybe a little bit of a hassle trying to get it over to a new one. You'd essentially either not have that control that I mentioned or have to start over. Do I need an LLC to get started? No, you can start as a sole proprietor. I need help with my Amazon. You've come to the right place. You can ask questions on this live for a more in-depth guide and to have me as your personal mentor. There is the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok bio. I'm out of the shot. Yes, okay. Where do you get your products? Primarily Alibaba. I'm in the mentorship. How do I book a call? What's the name that you signed up in the program for? You can reach out to me on FB, bro. Let's go. If you prepare your private label with external prep team and warehouse, would it lower your expenses? Not necessarily. If anything, it would make your expenses higher. My manufacturer does it with the price included. Oh, with an internal prep team. No, your manufacturer will do it. Iman, good to see you. Thank you for sharing the live. Sorry, I lost my place there. What YouTubers do you recommend to start learning from? Luke Basha, Luke Basha, Luke Basha, Luke Basha, Luke Basha. Luke Basha, Luke Basha, and Luke Basha. Honestly, I'm trying to think of a creator who I watch. Oh, you know who has got a pretty good PPC podcast is a page called Ad Badger. Pretty solid. And this is what I'm saying, like niche pages. Like I think bro gets maybe on like average, like 100 views. But like these are the guys who are like in the trenches and stuff like that. They're not optimizing for views or flashing anything on social media. They're just doing their thing, right? Multiple variations of a product, MJR. Show the watch. Do you get samples first or negotiate first? I always negotiate prior, order samples, and after. What is the first step to start? Create an Amazon seller account. Also, y'all, don't get it twisted. This isn't the watch that you probably think. Also, do you have one of those fancy looking Amazon stores when you click it? For some of the brands, yes. 3 of them. User 38, thank you so much for the follow. I just finished taking Helium 10 software guide and currently taking Freedom Ticket. You think this is enough to start without mentioning? I honestly have not gone through Helium 10 stuff recently, like their new courses or whatever. Helium 10 is a great software. I've heard good things about Helium 10 and Jungle Scout stuff. You could go look at my free course that I just posted to TikTok. It's under a playlist, AMZ free course, 20 something minutes of my exact strategies for private label. Is there a review for your program? So you can go look at the student results tab on my profile. You'll see a lot of screenshots of like what students are saying to me about the program or about their results right in the screenshots. And then 2 pages, I forgot what Dave's, I know 2 students who have made videos about me, and I've stitched both of their videos. You'll be able to find those in the student results. But it's Dave and Ozzy. Again, I stitched both of their videos, so you'll be able to find their videos where they did their review of the program. And then there's also some on the AMZ Masterclass site. What if I source products domestically? Are manufacturers domestically equipped to prep for me? Yes. Like they'll package your product, they'll put SKUs on and stuff. What is the best first product to sell? I just got approved. I do a completely different business model, Kashi. I don't need to get approved for products. Also, even for the arbitrage and wholesale business model, I don't necessarily fully agree with like just hopping on a live or somebody's page and being like, what's the best product to sell, especially for that business model. Because if they're telling you the best product, let's say, I don't even know if you can, let's see, what's an example? I don't even know if you can wholesale this brand, but it's a big brand name, so let's use it as an example. Somebody tells you SanDisk, you have to, that's the best product for arbitrage. If you're approved, you got to get approved to sell this. Let's say they make a video about it, it gets through 2,000 views. Let's say they're on a live and they have 20, 30, 40 people in there and they say the same thing. With wholesale and arbitrage, you guys are all going on to the same exact listing, competing for the same exact buy box, and the one who doesn't have the buy box isn't going to be making the sales. So anybody who's giving out a free product, it is likely not a good product. Because again, it's the exact reason why I will never share the exact products that I sell. It's the exact reason why all of the videos that I post on my social media page where I say this is what a good product market looks like on Amazon, at the end of the video, I tell you why I would not sell those products. If I would sell those products, I wouldn't make a video about them because I'd either keep them for myself or give them to one of my students. So that's for private label, by the way, where if you and I both sold battery charger like this for cameras, maybe you have a 2 slot and I have a 3 slot or a 4 slot. Our products can be completely different. Who pushes for reviews more is going to matter. Who has the better listing is going to matter. And we have completely separate listings. So even though we are competing against each other, and I still wouldn't recommend taking someone from private label who's giving away a product to everybody, at least you're competing separately. In this scenario, we are like it would. I gave somebody the analogy for arbitrage and wholesale. Imagine there's a bunch of sellers at a store. One store, it only has one register, right? But there's 10 different sellers, unique sellers behind the register. Arbitrage is the equivalent to you're all sitting there behind the counter, but the only person who's making money is the one behind the register, or the only one who's making a bulk of the money is the one behind the register. And you guys are almost fighting it out, pulling each other back, trying to get there, repricing your products, trying to be the best offer. So I don't say that to say that arbitrage is bad or to discourage you from that business model, or wholesale is bad or to discourage you from that business model. I say that because you shouldn't just take somebody's free product that they give you on the internet. If only business was that easy, y'all. But it's not. You source from retail or wholesale? Neither, but I do private label. I haven't done private label for digital products on Amazon. No. Colsum, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Should we start Amazon seller account with the email we want to sell from? Yes. Are you selling on Walmart also? Yes. I was thinking using my shopper's email just to get familiar with Amazon selling university. No. You can't make multiple accounts. So use the email that you want to use for the business. Also keep in mind that you'll get a new buyer's account when you do that, because Amazon creates a buyer account when you create a seller account. And they're linked, so never delete that buyer account. If you guys haven't watched the video of how we lost $40,000 worth of inventory from Amazon, go find it on my page because it's a fun story. It wasn't fun for us. What's the difference between your mentorship and Amazon Seller University? This might be my last question. 100. Here's the biggest difference, bro. This is going to be an interesting one, the answer to this, because some people are going to be like, how can you compete with Amazon themselves? They're the one. It's their university. And I've said this time and time again, MJR, the information about how to create a product listing, how to create a shipment, it's the same everywhere, from Amazon, from Helium 10's free course, from YouTube, from my program, from my free videos that I make about those exact topics, right? But is Amazon necessarily going to give you the best strategies to scale? Like I think you told me you have products already currently selling. If not, either you do and you've seen this before, or I'll teach you about it. Amazon does something like suggested campaigns, and we've tested these. I never recommend to do Amazon suggested campaigns, but this is where Amazon will say, hey, these keywords for these products are going to bring you this many impressions and this many sales. They're not designed to actually scale your brand. Amazon is weirdly in the business of also making money, so they're just trying to get you to spend more money, which makes them more money. It's not necessarily optimized for your profits, your strategy, your growth, right? Amazon's not telling you how to get friends and family reviews, Amazon's not giving you their perfect launch strategy that they've used time and time again. Because if Amazon launches a product, it's just a winner, right? So there's all those aspects. I think Amazon is a great resource for everyone who wants to get the basics on, like, again, how to create a listing, how to create a shipment, how to add a product, how to enroll into Vine program. But if you want a true mentorship on how to scale your business, operate your business, and have a mentor to guide you along your journey, that's where the AMZ Masterclass comes in. One more thing, my students have experienced this. Maybe some of you who have sold on Amazon have experienced this. I have experienced this. When you first create an Amazon seller account, and even later along the journey on Amazon, you will get a call or an email from an Amazon PPC ad specialist, and they will be there to tell you all about Amazon and how to set up your campaigns. And this is from Amazon script. I highly encourage everybody, if you do get this email, to hop on that call. If you have the time to spare, see how Amazon tells you to operate your business, and then go see a successful seller, how they tell you to operate a business. Not even necessarily me. There's other good creators and sellers out there. It's night and day difference. It's not any strategies that I would ever implement. And those are strategies directly from Amazon's script that they give to their ad specialists, right? Night and day difference there. What type of products you sell? All types: home and kitchen, health and household, office products, baby products. I want to see that 40K video. Is it on your TikTok or last one? It's pretty down on my TikTok. Really quick, y'all. We're at 9%. We're good. I think my laptop's at 9%, but I think that will carry us through the rest of the live. Back to what I was saying. It is on my TikTok. I'll tell the story. Let me catch up on questions, MJR, and I'll tell you guys that story for those of you who haven't found it, so you don't have to scroll through. Actually, even though I do want you to scroll through a million of my videos to find it, I'll tell you guys. B-Mac, thank you for the follow. Oh, just kidding. MJR is out, so you can go. You find the video, brother. Let's see. Sharad, I'll get to that question in 1 sec. I got you right now. Appreciate you. What's your brand called? Again, for obvious reasons, I do not share that. Y'all going to make Amazon too saturated. I don't believe that's a thing, and we can break that down analytically. If Amazon, the largest e-commerce platform in the world with hundreds of millions of shoppers, is too saturated, because let's take all the creators in the US, right, who teach people about the US market. How many people are really coming in to sell on Amazon because of it? Or did we 10x the people who are going to sell on Amazon, or were the people who still interested to sell on Amazon going to sell on Amazon? That's just one piece of the equation. Number two, if Amazon, the largest e-commerce platform in the world, is saturated because there's too many sellers, when Amazon themselves, you guys can Google this, say that they don't have enough sellers on their platform, then none of you should ever go compete or go apply for a new job, because there will be other people who are applying for that job and that's too saturated. You shouldn't apply for college or tell your kids or anything like that. Never apply for a college because there's too many applicants. It's too saturated. You should never open up a restaurant, a franchise, a construction company, a clothing company. You should never sell anything. In fact, you shouldn't go to work. There's too many people. It's too sad. The marketplace is too sad. Sure, you don't need to spam. I saw the question. Anyways, sorry, that's throwing me off. Spamming is my least favorite thing in the world. But again, if Amazon is too saturated, all those things are too saturated. But no, you wouldn't say that. If you were going to go get a job, you would be the best competitor in the market, or the best applicant. You would strive to be the best applicant. If you were going to start a franchise, you would strive to be the best location for that franchise. If you were going to launch a product on Amazon, you don't just click copy and paste, because business isn't as easy as just copy and paste. You would add value into the market. A company like Scrub Daddy, right? The entire world would have told them, don't go sell a sponge. Sponges are too saturated. Honestly, that's a little bit. Put user in timeout. There we go. That was annoying. Anyways, the entire world would have said, don't sell a sponge, it's too saturated. But what did they do? They took a product that the world would have said is saturated. They truly added value. They differentiated. In 2024, Scrub Daddy did $340 million in top line revenue. Don't be scared of competition, everybody. Strive to be better than your competition. Tom Brady didn't get scared. I mean, I'm sure there was some level of emotion. He's human. But Tom Brady didn't get scared. Hold on. I have to do a puzzle to stay on live. I hope I failed the puzzle. There we are. Tom Brady didn't get scared every time he stepped onto the field. He strived to be better than his competition. Kobe did not get scared when he went out and played a game. He strived to be better than his competition. John Jones did not get scared. He didn't go out and be like, I don't want to get punched in the face. There's other fighters. I shouldn't fight because there's other fighters and they're going to compete against me. No, he strived to be the greatest fighter, mixed martial arts fighter of all time. Shiraz, I'm on live on TikTok right now. I asked you to be patient and you continued to spam and then started talking smack. So it didn't really necessarily make me want to answer the question. I appreciate you in the live supporting and everything, but and you hear me in the middle of the question and stuff. So it, again, doesn't make me answer a question faster. I appreciate everybody else being patient. Sometimes I go on rants. I like to give detail about the questions that I answer. And I feel like the people who ask the questions and wait appreciate that, because I'm not just skipping through certain questions. Do you know how to get ungated on Amazon? You need to submit an invoice of at least 10 units from an official wholesaler or distributor. Can you talk about compliance requirements? What kind of compliance requirements? It depends on the product. It depends on the business model. What do you do if I ship something to Amazon being USPS and USPS says it's available for pickup? What do you mean by that? What do I do if I ship something to Amazon using USPS and USPS says it's available for pickup? What do you mean pickup? Is a single mom who sells $500K per month net profit? That's top line revenue, that $500K. Thoughts on jewelry on Amazon? Not a big fan, to be honest. Can you talk about the manufacturer selling the same product as you for cheaper on Amazon? It's just the reality of something that can happen. That's why you always have to stand out, differentiate from the competition. Now, everybody always asks, well, what if your manufacturer copies you? Well, number one, you're going to have that head start. I'm not competing on price. I'm competing on value. And then I'm going to beat them on my listing, on my reviews, on my PPC ads. It's literally happened to us before, but we become that established player in the market because I'm standing out. I'm differentiating. I'm going to be the first player in the market who's like that. And so I already have a one-up on my competition. 40%, Rue. Raina, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Which one is cheaper, FBA or FBM? FBA is 10 times out of 10 better in my opinion. All right. On that note, everybody, it was a great live. I appreciate y'all. If you guys like the videos, like the lives, be sure to go check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok bio. For those of you who, buying a program isn't necessarily in the cards or in the budget, totally understand. I have a free course on my TikTok. Go on my profile under the playlist, AMZ free course, A to Z. You guys can go check that out. Or, like I said, if you guys wanted a more in-depth guide and to have me as a mentor, if you guys like what's in the free program, what do you think's in the main mentorship? But be sure to check that out again in the TikTok bio. God bless you, and I will see y'all soon.